Who are these videos for? Are you involved in undertaking research? Are you applying or part of a research team applying for NIHR funding or support? If so, then this suite of videos will show you how to maximize the benefits of your research so that it can make a difference to people's health and well-being. In this video, we discuss stakeholders. Why do you need to consider stakeholders? Stakeholders are people, communities, or organizations who may have an interest in your research. These might include patients and the public, commissioners, policymakers, health and social care workers, informal carers, researchers, charities, and research funders. These stakeholders might affect or be affected by the outcomes of your research. They could help promote your research and its findings, or they could be less supportive or potentially critical of it. Their insight can help improve your research design and its ultimate impact. It can be useful to categorize your potential stakeholders, as this will help you to identify those that may benefit or experience change as a result of your research. Categorizing stakeholders can also help you to identify those that could be involved in helping to plan and support the progression of change that might occur from your research. These two groups have been described as communities and constituencies. Communities refers to knowledge users that may, for example, benefit, profit, or experience a change through adopting, interacting, engaging, or using your research. Constituencies refers to knowledge producers that might be partly responsible for helping to plan the potential impact of research and can be custodians of the pathway to impact, helping to ensure the outputs of your research are realized as benefit in the real world. Identifying and engaging with your stakeholders. Ensuring that you have stakeholder engagement in the early stages whilst you're conceptualizing your research is fundamental in maximizing impact. Stakeholder mapping is a useful exercise to help build your stakeholder engagement strategy. Mendelow's mapping tool can be used to help identify the key stakeholders that affect or are affected by the outcomes of research through categorization into 4 groups based on stakeholder interest and power or influence. Mapping can inform your approach to stakeholder management activities for the upcoming phases of the research and also helps to identify key stakeholders who are not yet engaged but who should be. Knowledge mobilization. Knowledge mobilization is about sharing knowledge between different communities to bring about change. Knowledge mobilization is the process and impact is the outcome. It is important to consider your knowledge mobilization strategy in order to support you in achieving your desired impacts. You'll need to consider the actions you might take to build relationships, partnerships, and collaboration opportunities with stakeholders. Communicating your research findings. An important element of knowledge mobilization strategy is the effective communication and dissemination of your research findings. This involves producing outputs that are targeted and tailored for the end user, both in terms of content and how the messages are communicated. There are a range of methods that can be used for different stakeholders such as policymakers, commissioners, patients, researchers, clinicians, and the public. Policy briefings, blogs, social media, contributing to working groups, and giving presentations are all useful means to reach your stakeholders, as well as traditional academic publications. The context and timing of your communications are also key, and shouldn't be considered in isolation. Try to be understanding of and sensitive to the broader social and political context of your research, and tailor your communications appropriately for maximum effect. These activities should not be limited to the end of a study. Consider when your stakeholders can make best use of your contribution and tailor your outputs to when you can best meet their needs. In this video, we've looked at the importance of considering stakeholders from the very beginning, the range of different stakeholders who might benefit or be affected by your research, and how to identify them, and the importance of having a knowledge mobilization strategy and associated communication and dissemination approaches.